What is up, everybody? This is my first video on my own individual channel. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Steven, and I once had a YouTube channel here with a friend of mine, and we made videos about movies, we made satires about movies, and such and such. And for those of you who do know me, I was once on Cinema Cult with my friends Brandon and Jordan. It was a really good channel, it was really funny, but sadly it ended about a month ago. Very sad event. But you know what? Making this channel is a way for me to move on from that. This is the start of a new thing here. A new channel that I created myself. I can upload videos whenever I want. I can make them about whatever I want. And this is the start of it today. I am really excited to get this channel going. I hope you will be too. So, this is my first video. You're probably thinking to yourself, what am I gonna call this channel? Well, I decided on a name for this channel. Since everything on this channel is gonna be completely random and to my own choosing, and by the way, unlike most YouTubers who film inside, I'm filming outside on my front porch. So based on all this, I'm calling my channel the Cornucopia of Craziness. There would be an intro here, but I don't have one yet. So, what is my first video going to be about, you ask? Well, if you didn't notice already by now, you could see that I'm wearing a wrestling t-shirt. More specifically, the New World Order. So, based on that, my first ever video is going to be a WWE Monday Night Raw review. I went to this one live at the American Airlines Arena in Miami, Florida. So I got to see everything in person. Not watching it on TV, no, in person. The first segment of the show was Vince McMahon and Stephanie coming out and talking about how they eliminated Roman Reigns from the Royal Rumble. They made him broken and stuff like that. It was the standard McMahon promo that we've seen for weeks, you know. They're talking about how Roman Reigns is disrespectful to the company. They're talking about how he lost majorly at the Royal Rumble. And then Triple H comes out. With the WWE Championship, and he talks about how he didn't win the championship because he needed it, because, you know, he's 40-something years old and he's about close to being a Hall of Famer, but because he wanted it. And I thought that was really cool because it actually explained why he got the title when he did. But to be fair, the promo was just like your boring standard Triple H McMahon promo. It was kind of boring. Like, I was trying not to be bored at this Raw. Like, it wasn't really that great of a start, but you know what? I'll give it a pass because we've been seeing this stuff for weeks. And really, what did I expect? The next thing that happened on the show was a match between Dolph Ziggler and Kevin Owens. you can see from that, Kevin Owens was hobbling to the ring from a very good last man standing match at the Royal Rumble against Dean Ambrose for the Intercontinental title. Dolph Ziggler and Kevin Owens, in my opinion, have a really good chemistry with each other in the ring, and I thought this made it a really good match, along with the fact that it had a lot of good spots. The crowd was really into it, and it was very, very back and forth. Along with a match that I'll mention later, this was honestly one of my favorite matches of the night. It was really, really good. The next segment on the show, as it was not a match, was the Social Outcasts coming out to the ring. Now, what they did was they invited rapper Flo Rida into the ring because Flo Rida was in attendance at the arena.
Hey.
That's Flo Rida.
I told you, I don't want to hurt you. Alright?
So, Flo Rida comes into the ring, they have a little rap battle, which was really, really stupid. Like, Flo Rida, for being a rapper, was not really that good. Neither was the Social Outcasts, but what can you expect from them? And then, to my surprise, Flo Rida calls out the Dudleys.
Welcome to Dudleyville.
Seeing the Dudleys again was really, really cool. Their entrance is still friggin' awesome. And then they go out and have a match. The match was your standard tag team match, but the really cool moments were the, I don't know what's called, but the thing where Bubba Ray Dudley holds the other guy's legs and Devon Dudley does a headbutt into their nether regions. And the 3D. Overall, it was kind of a decent match, but the segment was kind of I could have done without it. It was stupid. Like I didn't like it that much. Next up on the show was probably the most anticipated match of the night. It pitted Chris Jericho versus former TNA star and the most anticipated free agent in the WWE of almost all time, AJ Styles.
And his opponent, from Gainesville, Georgia, weighing 218 pounds, AJ
A really, really good technical wrestling match. If you are a technical wrestling fan, you love this match, and I loved it too, because they were doing a lot of good holds. There was a lot of good wrestling involved. They were doing tricks and flips and all that. And it was really, really fun to watch, and the crowd was really, really into it. They were chanting AJ Styles, Chris Jericho. They were alternating between chants, and it was really, really fun to watch. And at the end, a feud was kind of teased when Chris Jericho, he went to shake his hand, and he grabbed his hand, and the normal handshake. But then when he looks away, he takes it back. Like, oh man, this is gonna be a feud for either Fastlane or WrestleMania, and I'm really excited for it because these guys had a really good match last night. I mean, the next thing on the show, Sasha Banks versus Becky Lynch. It was your old, same old Divas match. It wasn't really anything special. Like, it's nothing to write home about. And it was kind of short too, which I really liked how they ended it because they had Charlotte come out with her father Ric Flair and beat up the two of them in the ring. And I thought that was really cool. I thought they would set up a really good triple threat match for either Fastlane or WrestleMania. And I really do like that because these three all come from NXT, and the NXT Divas, they have some really, really good matches. Like, for example, at TakeOver last year in Brooklyn, Sasha Banks and Bayley had a really, really awesome match for the NXT Divas title. And I have really high expectations for these women in these matches. So, if they had a triple threat match between Sasha Banks, Becky Lynch, and Charlotte at either Fastlane or even WrestleMania would be better. It would be awesome. But for this match on Raw with Sasha Banks and Becky Lynch, it was too short to be anything special, so yeah. Next thing on the card was Kane versus Bray Wyatt. Really funny thing about this match was nobody in the crowd was really focused on this match because in the front row there was like 4 or 5 guys dressed up as WWE legends. One was Macho Man Randy Savage, one was Hulk Hogan, one was Undertaker, and one was The Rock. So, and the crowd the whole time during the match was chanting Randy Savage throughout the whole match. The first time that we started chanting this, the guy got up, held up his Intercontinental Championship belt, and the security guy walks over and he goes, well, I wasn't sitting in that row, and I'm assuming this is what he said. He said to him, hey, please, can you stop doing that? That would be cool, thank you. And so he sits back down, and we start chanting again, Randy Savage, and then he comes up, does the same thing, just like last time. The security guy walks back over, and again, I'm assuming what they said, because I don't know what they really said, that he wasn't sitting in their row. So the second time he does it, the security guy probably went, okay guys, if you don't stop doing that, we're going to take you out. We're going to escort you out of the building. The match was, I don't know if the match was good or bad, I don't know, because I was kind of paying attention to the whole Macho Man Randy Savage thing. And the thing is, after the commercial, like, you know, after the match ended, went into commercial, like, the security people, they take these guys, all 5 or 4 of them, whatever number they were, they take them over to the other side of the arena. The arena started booing the crap out of the security, including myself. It was really, really funny. And once again, they were chanting, Randy Savage, and to the security guys, they were going, you suck, you suck, you suck. I just thought that was really, really funny. I love that part. That was one of the highlights of the night for me, was that whole situation. But overall, and this is not the end of the show, by the way, but overall, the best thing on this whole Raw was this. When he showed up on the Titantron for the first time, I didn't film this part at the event. Like, he came out of a truck. At first, I assumed it was Stone Cold. I'm like, okay, that would be really cool. The Rock comes out of the car, and the crowd went nuts. They went absolutely freaking crazy. Like, it was nuts. And it was so freaking cool to hear The Rock say the words, he walks out to the ring, he does his promo with all his catchphrases and boots to asses, you know, that kind of thing. And then the New Day comes out. They talk about Francesca, they talk about how The Rock is the people's champion, but he doesn't hold any gold. Ooh. And then something really funny that The Rock did was that he, you know those little headbands that have like the unicorn horn coming out of it? The Rock called them llama penises. And then we started chanting afterwards, llama penises. That was one of the funniest moments of the whole night, was that. And then The Rock challenged them to come and fight in the ring, and then of course New Day refused. They're like, bye-bye, we're going home. So The Rock says, after they refuse to come in the ring, The Rock says, well, if it's not me, why not my family? And then the Usos come out and beat them up. They throw him back in the ring, and The Rock does a rock bottom on, I don't know who it was. It was either Big E, Kofi, or Xavier. I don't know which one it was. I think it was Big E. He rock bottoms Big E. Then he does the spinebuster and people's elbow to, I'm assuming, Xavier Woods. It was a really fun segment, a really good segment. The crowd was into it the whole time, going, Rocky, Rocky. Probably the best segment of the whole night was that. The next match was the Divas match, the Divas tag team match between Natalya and Paige and Brie Bella and Alicia Fox. Boring, too short, not a good match. Moving on. The next match was Kalisto versus The Miz. Again, not a very good match. Like, going from the booking of most of Kalisto's matches, he seems like he's the Mexican John Cena. Like, he gets beaten up for the first half of the match. Like, at Royal Rumble, it was Del Rio beating up Kalisto, and now it's The Miz beating up Kalisto. And then he comes back at the end and wins. I think Kalisto's being booked like a Mexican John Cena. But I'm happy that Kalisto took away the title from Del Rio, because I think Del Rio is a horrible champion. Whichever title he holds, whether it's the WWE title or the United States title, which was a really bad reign. I thought John Cena... Like, I don't like John Cena for the most part. Like, I don't like his character and all that, but I'll give the guy credit. He gave prestige back to the United States title, and he had really, really good matches with it. But Del Rio didn't have much of that, so I don't like Del Rio that much. And plus, he's boring, too. And I'm talking about Del Rio here. So I'm happy that Kalisto took the title away from Del Rio. It wasn't really a good match. It was kind of boring, actually, but what can you do? The final thing of the night was the main event between Rusev and Sheamus against Roman Reigns and Dean Ambrose. This was your tag team main event. It was a really good main event. You had Dean Ambrose flying out of the ring to do some kind of elbow on Dean Ambrose! You had Roman Reigns. Surprisingly, he didn't do a Superman punch, which I expected him to do. He did that little thing where he kicks the guy on the outside of the ring, like close to the, I guess, the ring apron. And then he, of course, did the spear on Sheamus. It was a pretty good match overall. Like, you could say what you want about Roman Reigns, but even though he's not that great of a wrestler, he's kind of like a new John Cena. like the Kalisto and John Cena. And even Diesel, Kevin Nash, which, by the way, NWO. He's okay at best. Like, I was kind of okay with him winning the title a few months back. So that was a good match. And then at the end, as a bonus, they put Rusev through a table, which was really, really cool. And then at the end of that match, the main event was announced for the WWE pay-per-view Fastlane, where the WWE #1 contendership will be decided in a triple threat match between Dean Ambrose, Brock Lesnar, and Roman Reigns. The one thing I like about that match is of course the fact that Brock Lesnar is in it. Any match that has Brock Lesnar in it, I will watch, because Brock Lesnar brings so much to a match. Even though he does like only suplexes and he does a bunch of other moves, like it feels real with Brock Lesnar. Like it looks like he throws real punches. He looks like he really hurts the people that he's in the ring with, and it's awesome. Plus, Paul Heyman can cut a really badass promo, and I love those two guys. But overall, even though a lot of people are going to say, oh, it's too predictable, Roman Reigns is obviously going to win because he's going to go on to WrestleMania and face Triple H. But even if it is predictable, let's face it, it's still going to be an entertaining match, and you're still going to want to watch it. So, it's going to be a really good match. Anyway, thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed my first video. There will be a lot more to come. Movie reviews, Raw reviews, that sort of thing. And there will not just be the videos that I just mentioned. There will be a lot more than that. Be excited for this channel. I know you'll love it.